You could hit a certain point mentally where you literally just have no idea what you want to do, what passion you have, what purpose you have. And I know that feeling hit me in my first semester of college where I was a business finance major. I was in a college that I didn't want to go to. And I remember every single time that I was asked, like, oh, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to study? And, even people around me who were saying, like, oh, I'm going into arts. I had no fucking interest in going to art. Like, I'm going into law. Just like specific things. It seemed like they knew what they wanted to do. And anytime I was asked, I was just like, you know what? I want to be a business finance major. I want to do something in business in the future. I don't really know right now. And deep down, I just felt like this embarrassment feeling. I don't know what it was. I just felt embarrassed because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was convinced in my head that I needed a passion. I needed some purpose. I needed a direction to go as of right then and there. Like that's what the system kind of sets you up to be. If you don't know what you want to do in your next 40 years, you're fucked. And it's a sucky feeling. And again, I know for me, like, I was just so detached from the present moment because I didn't know why college mattered. Everyone around me, all my friends were going to college. The environment, obviously I'm around every other student who is pursuing the same degree, right? Going to college 4 years, going to classes, lectures, right? And I just felt like I didn't fit in. It is a terrible fucking feeling when you know you don't fit in because you try to put up this social mask. You try to build yourself into an identity that doesn't exist. And it gets fucking tiring. It gets fucking tiring. And I kind of had a realization after talking to some people that, this is a belief that I broke initially back when I had that feeling of directionless and emptiness. But here's the thing, it hits a certain point where you have a realization that you're honestly never gonna find your true passion. It doesn't exist. It doesn't fucking exist. I want you to think about it like this, because again, if you're watching this video, you likely relate with maybe what I just said, or you're in a position where you don't really feel like what you're doing right now is what you feel called to do. You might feel like you have ambition to do even more. You feel like what you're doing right now feels average. It feels like you're settling for less with what you're doing right now. So I want you to listen to this analogy real quick. So right now, what you're doing, being in let me look for my passion. I feel like I can't really focus on my work. I feel like I can't lock in. I can't stay consistent. I can't be fully dedicated and wake up purposeful, intentional, and driven every single day because I don't have my true passion, because I don't feel like I have my true purpose. It's like you're focusing on, getting the most perfect wrap on your car, getting the paint right, the right texture on the wrap. Maybe you want to add some accents to maybe like somewhere in the bumper, just like specific things about the wrap of your car when the car doesn't even have an engine. Like, I'll say that again. It's like you're focusing on the wrap of your car when the car doesn't even have an engine. What do I mean by this? You don't have a passion, right? It's not like you're just waiting, in your current life, you're just living out every single day, waiting for that passion just to show up at your front door, and you just have an amazing life once you find that, right? This is how it actually works. In the pursuit of finding your best self, in the pursuit of getting on self-improvement, finding that engine for the car so it can actually function on an elite level, you will find your passion. That's what I believe in. That's what I had to go through. Because again, I felt directionless, but I had this epiphany where I was thinking that, even if I did have a passion, even if I did have a business, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run my own business. I wanted to make my own money when I felt like. I wanted to work wherever I felt. I wanted to have a place on my own, right? Just like, the common stuff. Like, you hear a lot of people want to be financially abundant, location freedom, just being able to travel when you're young and not really have to worry about like little responsibilities, like, having to worry about paying rent, right? Little things like that. And I told myself that's what I wanted, but I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what opportunity is going to present itself for me to get in that state. But I said, you know what? I can't just wait for that day where that opportunity comes to me. Let me focus on building the man who can handle that business once the opportunity presents itself. So that's what it looked like. Developing my mind and body on an elite level to get to that point. Because it's not just gonna show up in your front door. That is the main point I want you to understand. In the pursuit of becoming your best self, I promise you will find things that you are passionate about. And even if you don't, it is just trials and tribulations where you master your own thoughts. Because even if you did have that passion, I mean, if you can't even handle your own thoughts, because I think you're not just thoughts, but like your physique, right? I think your physique is a physical representation of your delayed gratification, right? How far can you delay gratification? Do you instantly go on your phone and you feel bored, stressed, anxious, or looking for something to do? Is that how you handle emotions? Or do you kind of push off, the instant things that are very accessible to you? Again, like smoking, going to bars, clubs, drinking alcohol, going on your phone, watching porn. Small things like that, do you give into the instant access, or do you look for ways you can delay that gratification? Because once you can master your own thoughts, I promise you, everything else feels so much fucking easier. And once you do find that passion, once you do find that purpose, you're able to maximize it with full intention because you have the mind and body capable enough to do so. So if you truly feel like you don't know what you're doing, I mean, you're not focusing on the car. The car has to be able to run first. It has to be able to function on a high level, function on a peak performing level to even get to the point where you can enjoy what the wrap is going to look like. That's the point, right? That's the analogy if I didn't really close that loop earlier. But yeah, you have to understand is that you need to maximize the engine performance to even be able to enjoy, having a nice wrap. Because think about it, right? If you had a nice Lamborghini Urus, right? And I don't really know too much about cars, to be honest. Kind of a bad analogy, but like if the engine's all fucked up, right? And like it's stalling every time that you're trying to like gas it or rev it and like trying to show off the car, right? There's no point in driving around if it has a sweet ass wrap because it performs like shit. There's no point. I mean, you can. It's gonna feel like you're hitting a wall. It's gonna feel like, what the fuck is that dude doing? Like the dude is driving a Lamborghini, but it sounds like a Toyota, and a Toyota would even gap it, right? You're not focusing on the performance of yourself. In the pursuit of doing that, I promise, you will find your passion. You will find your passion. Again, when I had that epiphany and when I said, I need to go fully into myself, I got to the best shape of my life. I lost over 30 pounds. I leaned out to about 12% body fat. Mentally, I had the discipline. I was waking up at 4:15 a.m. every single day for 9 months straight because I just told myself that I needed something so uncomfortable to commit to every single day to prove to myself that I could handle anything else that I could take on. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you can master your own delayed gratification, your own discipline, consistency, it's gonna carry on to things that you care about. And again, another limiting belief I wanna break for you in this video is that once you find that thing, once you find the thing that you feel like you get fulfillment off of, it's not like that's gonna be your thing for life. Honestly, like I have a business that I'm fucking passionate about. Like I have a business that gives me fulfillment. I have clients who text me saying like they literally, the things that I told them changed their lives. The little seeds that I planted in their head changed their lives. Like I get fulfillment off of that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this business in the next 5 years. I don't know what my life is gonna look like in the next week. Things change. But I get to experience so much more fulfillment in doing the things that are, very simple. Even just reading, even just going for a walk, it feels so much more fulfilling to me because I understand what it means to be grounded in the moment. I understand what it means to actually breathe myself and say like the past is the past and the future, it hasn't happened yet. Why do I have to worry about that? When I feel anxiety, I realize that I am feeling anxiety. And I'll say, it literally hasn't happened yet. Why are you worrying about that? Or stress even. I think stress is a good indicator of doing something uncomfortable. So stress is honestly a good thing. It means you're doing something. Little things like that. And again, in the pursuit of building up your best self in a mental and physical aspect, you will be able to find that passion. And it's gonna change. It's gonna change. You're not gonna have one thing, you're not gonna stick to it forever. But I mean, that's what life is. It's a journey. And you gotta enjoy the little achievements and little bumps in the road along the journey. It wouldn't be fun without it. So I hope this video was valuable to you, just something on my mind. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.